Bhaktivedanta Swamiti Namini Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunaradi Kashyadreshatari Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasa Gaurabhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So this is our philosophy. This is here in the shloka, second canto, 5th chapter, 32nd shloka. Hidayate sangata bhava bhutendriya manogulaha yada yatana nirmane na shekut brahma vittama. O Narada, the best of the transcendentalists, the forms of the body cannot take place as long as these created parts, namely the elements, senses, minds and modes of nature, are not assembled. So how to understand this? Prabhupada gives a symbolism just like there is a car and there are different parts of the car. And many times in the big industries, only the assembly happens in the main industry. There's so many ancillary units which make the tire, actually the ancillary units they come up. The main place just everything is added. Some things maybe chassis, some things are made, but small parts, bearings, screws, they give to so many ancillary. Similarly, body also, the fundamentally you see all the bodies are similar. You take the body of a dog or a man or a cat, basic things are similar. What differs is how the hands are situated. Our hands are different. Some hands they have no fingers, some hands have fingers. Okay? That's how they say. Some there, one is the food, for another there is a sequence there. Yeah, there is a full sequence there. So anyway, the point is that we are looking at the idea from the direction of the soul. There was once a person I had met, and he was talking about the soul is there. So I could understand after some discussion in the Mayavada. So I said, tell me one thing, does the soul have eyes or it doesn't have? I told you that. And he got thoroughly confused. He never thought about it. Because when you are seeing, you are seeing. Okay, the first thing you understand whether soul is there or not. So that is not difficult to understand for any reasonable person. The body is constantly changing. Krishna has told that in Bhagavad Gita, Devinasmir yatha dehe kaumaram yauvanam jara tatha dehantara prapti dhira satarana omyati. This shloka everybody should. Mataji knows this shloka. Everybody should know this. Devinasmir yatha dehe, deha means the body. Dehi means the pajasara of the body. It is experiencing three stages. Kaumaram, yauvanam, jara. Childhood, youth and old age. Tatha dehantara prapti. Similarly, at the end of the body, we take another body. So it's very easy, this shloka. And this is the scientific proof. If somebody says about something, this is the scientific. If you are dull-headed, you can't help it. If you are little intelligence is needed actually. People, all the intelligence they know is only how to bend an iron. They don't have any other intelligence. But any reasonable man, therefore Vedavyasa says dull-headed. Any reasonable man can understand, I am changing a body every moment, but I am still the same person. I am not the body. Correct? What do you think? It's reasonable, no? It's very reasonable. I am constantly changing a body, but I maintain the same individuality. Prabhupada says very nicely in the Bhagavad Gita purport, real fact is individuality with identity. This is the idea. My identity is changing. I am a young man now, tomorrow I will become old. My identity changes. Today I am a doctor, tomorrow I am a doctor. Identity is changing, but my individuality is constant. Birth after birth, I am the same individual. Okay, this is little basics. Everybody should understand. Now the question comes that we are looking at everything from the direction of the soul. Our soul is seeing. First I understood I am not body and spirit, so fundamental. Now the question is, these eyes are there. If the soul doesn't have eyes, then how I am seeing? I am not the body, I am the soul. Try to understand the philosophy at least. You can philosophically understand, conceptually. Because I am the seer. What is the seer? The soul has to have eyes. Soul has to have ears. Soul has to have nose. Soul has to have mouth. Soul has to have the full personality. The body is just imitating that. It is just giving an imitation. I give you an example, just like in a huge robot. Suppose you're sitting inside a huge robot, and I connect the eyes or the camera of the robots to your eyes. I put a television in front of you. You're watching, but actually it is what the robot is seeing. So you're locked, just like in a virtual world. So what happens to you? And you start believing that what the robot is seeing is what you are seeing. But actually you are not. You can see much more. But you're trapped now. You can see only what the robot is seeing. It touches his body, you feel you're touching a stone. But it's not true. Because everything has been connected. Our senses are connected, everything is connected. You lose. It is even scientifically agreed. And that's like the virtual reality. You will lose your original identity. You start feeling I'm the robot. Theoretically it is possible in science. That's what the Maya has done. And you can't do it, that's done. But you cannot give a body like this. They'll give a body of some metal and it will break first. Then you have to go to service station, and then you have to put charge it. It's like they made small humanoid robot. Robot is this one, battery this one. Behind. They make on the back side a big battery pack. And little actions it does here and there. And they say that one day the robots will keep us as servants till they are kind, till you serve them. All foolishness, madness. The conception, interesting, the conception of robot is not new. They think everything they done is new. Indra has robots, and displayed in Bhagavatam. He has many people. And you have guests are there, he has many robots roaming around. They are not alive, just like machines. They serve you, they do all these things. But still, life does not exist. This is little common sense is needed. It doesn't require much intelligence. Just like today, we see, like LCD I'm using, there is an operator. For any machine to be practically used, there has to be an operator. So similarly, for robot also there is an operator. So it is not conscious. It's just a machine. You can use it. So now when I am seeing, there has to be these faculties, because originally in the soul, it's not reverse, that I have eyes, so that originally soul has eyes, so I have eyes. Otherwise there is no meaning, will not be connected. The soul has ears, therefore I have ears. The soul has senses, therefore I have all the panchendriyas. Therefore, the definition of the Sankhya of the Kapila, yesterday we were discussing the Kapila, he divides his word very interestingly. He just doesn't stop at the 8. Bhumi apu anulo vayu kham mano buddhi evacha ahankara yetem te minna prakriti ashtadana. These are 8. Then after that is 15 more. 5 objects to the senses, 5 senses and 5 working senses. That become 23. And 24th, sometimes 24th is taken also as a 3 modes. So we can take, sometimes taken as pradhana, or you take, you start with the soul. And the 25th is the Lord. This is actually the definition. And this is how the world is situated. So now what happens is that sometimes people will question, Vedas say that 24 elements, but we are dividing in a different way. We can divide in 100 ways. That's not an issue. Issue is what is important. What is important. And this is, you are missing out. In fact, it will take a lot of time. And Bhagavad Gita says, Indriyani parani ahu, Indriya parama mana, manasasu para buddhe yo buddhe parasasu saha. Soul is so high. I have talked this topic many times before. And the body, the dead dirt matter is dead. Indriyani para, more important than the senses. Senses interacting the sense object. That is the first discovery science has to do. They may do, because some scientists say they are near it, but it takes a lot of whole science will change when that happens. Senses are interacting with sense. Our perception is because of senses interacting with sense object. Whatever you are seeing in this world may not be the truth. What you call so-called truth, therefore in science this is not called real world. Generally nothing is taught in schools and colleges. They teach you only third-rate science. Even science what they are taught is third-rate. And there is senses are interacting with sense object. That is what you are seeing. You don't know what is the reality. The real world we don't know, according to science also. What we know is what my senses are interacting with the sense object. That's all. It may not be what it is. It may not be what it is. And then beyond that is the mind. Subtle. Therefore, science doesn't know about ghost. Because there is existence where you have subtle body but you don't have gross body. Possible. The mind is another instrument. We all know we have mind. All of us know we have mind. Even in your body that rest, mind is working. It can exist independent of the mind. All of us experience in the sleep time. All of us. But we are led by a dull-headed scientist. That is the misfortune of this world. Dull-headed scientist. And only destroying this world. So gross, so dull like children. They can't understand soul, they can't understand mind. More and more they get, again and again they break their head. And they were so many results of practice they can understand. They recently, you saw that Facebook had put on. They mimic death by giving some injections to stop the activity of the body, and I put it on something. They do so many experiments, give them a great hint that what they know in science is not enough. But they don't want to proceed by taking advantage of the Vedas and go fast. Just like if I tell you, here is this, you go fast, no? You take advantage, it will help you. No, we don't want. You want to experiment everything and go. Spend 1 crore years, waste your life and waste other people's life. If there was a good administrator, these people will be thrown in the forest actually. There is no value. The scientists will be thrown out of society. Useless idiots actually. But because we have dull-headed administrators, they give all the values. Every prime minister will say, we need science, we need more science. But actually they are dull-headed. So much more than the important than the gross is the subtle existence, mind. Therefore you can see in the Vedic culture, they were not, because they knew subtle science, they were not over-endeavoring for material transformation. It's not that material transformation is not needed, but there should be no over. It can be easy way to do this. Just like, this example, when you know only 2 dimensions, the ant knows only, they say ant has only perception of 2 dimensions. Just take an example of very moving. It has to go from here to there. It will go in a rope, suppose it will just walk through there. But it doesn't know, I can go faster. There is a way. You understand? Suppose, the same way if you are limited to 2-dimensional, 3-dimensional thing, will make it very easy. But you don't know. You don't know. Similarly, if you know the subtle dimension, and knowing that the subtle can always control the gross, just like air, you see the Panchadhatu is also like that. Earth, water. Water can cut through the earth. The rivers change their course, they whole cut through the whole earth. Okay. Earth, water, fire can vaporize all. Air can control even water. When big, this is there, earth shakes, the whole water goes tsunami, or a cyclone also created floods. So subtler always controls the grosser. If you go in this line, you see that ethereal existence, number one, that you don't know, and then you go still more subtler, and the mind, which can easily control, actually mind is controlling the body, we know that. It can control matter very well. It can play with the matter. That's why they were doing all these mantras, are all of the subtle and play. And the spiritual mantras are of the spiritual play. All the mantras which are used in the battlefield are of the subtle play. So they didn't have to. Not that they needed some great weapons which can destroy. To some degree they had a loha. Try to understand the Vedic society. It's not that they didn't have people playing with the matter, but not much. Not industries. Never. Proper industries are hells. There's only few people who enjoy. The rest of the people it's a hell. Either a gross hell, where in the factory they badam, 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 or subtle hell, where they're stretching their mind every day and same stupid routine, same stupid program. That's why you ask any software engineer or a laborer, equal status, equal is frustrated. The hell, either of them. But so Vedic time they didn't, and there was so much. And in case they needed something, this virus comes. In case they needed something which is little more complicated, they used to go to higher dimension of science and do it in a simple way. Right? Today what happens, we are limiting ourselves to the gross level. Suppose these basic things they can make. Now you want something like, you want to fly to another planet. Now today what we try to do, we remain at the low level science we are. Okay? And then we try to transform. Then you have to open a big industry and so many bhada. And so you may enjoy, some people who will travel, but other people who made that, their life is hell. Vedic time they will not do that. They will go to higher dimensional science. Just like we have the example of who was the person who traveled all throughout the universe in a city. Apart from that, Kardama. Yeah? He had an aircraft. What happened was, Swayambhuva Manu came and offered his daughter to him. He was a great spiritualist. And he wanted his daughter to get married to or something like that. Okay, it happened, marriage got over. And he was a sage. He was busy in his spiritual practices. And wife, as was, doing all the austerities and assisting. And now what happened, after some time, he felt bad. Swayambhuva Manu is like a king, big emperor. He's like Manvantara, he rules the whole Manvantara. Such a big post. It's like just next to Brahma. Correct? It's a very big post. And a royal life she's used to, and she's, just in a hermitage, just cleaning the floor and cooking for it, whatever small thing. And she's not eating properly, she's so thin. So he feels very bad. So he said, okay, let me give her some comfort. What plane? Did he go to factory? There was subtle science, he created something. I'm just saying, try to appreciate the way they live. He created an aeroplane bigger than a city. You can't even do that. You have, when you travel in aircraft from one city to another, so cramped. If in a train you will get out of the train, suppose the bus is like that, I don't think you will travel, you will get out. I can't travel like this. You travel in a car more comfortable. They have some, but they are so exorbitant, most of us can't afford. They have this business classes, some of them, little more, not this one. Something, even the cabin they are made, but then you have to pay exorbitant rates. So the point is that how uncomfortable they are, their science is so limited. And Kardama Muni, it is material, it is nothing spiritual what it is, but it knows how to play with material energy much better. Prabhupada says, when Krishna is lifting mountain, he says, it's just a material science, but Krishna knows. You can make, just like he make weight, he can make it weightless also. Just you have to know the process, and the mountain is floating. You can do that. It's not that you can't, but you know this. You know your knowledge of science is everything. But then people will get excited, and then I want to know all the material science. No. As much you need. Vedas are giving you even today. It's like a tree. What you need, God is always giving. What you don't need, you don't need it. Therefore, Prabhupada says, don't be enchanted by this Western civilization again and again. And today, every day, what is the latest mind? What is the latest mind? Don't be foolishly enchanted. This is not progress. Actually, Prabhupada many times emphasized as a devotee should be interested in a simple living and practice. Prabhupada wanted actually, anyway what we are able to do, we do. Prabhupada wanted we should have farms, we should have cows, and people at least on the weekends go stay. We can have like a retreat. Weekends we don't stay in the city. We all go to the place and we live in that atmosphere. Very simple atmosphere where these things are minimized, practical limits You don't go to that level where they have some people have minimized to that level, no electricity. To some extent we minimize so we can have a simple living. Prabhupada did not go to that level, where he made it. America, the farms, no, they have electricity. But basic, simple life. And Prabhupada say by their agriculture and by cow protection, people maintain themselves. At least I think people have on a weekends they can go those places to live like that. Then Krishna manifested. So overall idea was that Prabhupada always saying that sometime for preaching purpose we do a little bit of Ugra Karma, we build big temples and all, otherwise we should not get lost into this Ugra Karma civilization. Okay? Every day, therefore there were four kind of people who cannot understand Krishna. One is Muda, one is Naradama, one is Maya Pratagyana, one is Asuri Maya Ashita. So as devotees Shri came, we don't become Muda. We are not Naradama and all these things, but at least Muda. Muda means no time for spiritual. Muda means rasa, talent. Should organize our life day in such a day, there is enough time to spiritual. So now, and this is coming, so let us come back to the shloka. So the body is there, the soul has all the senses. Just like if I have a form, then only you can make a dress for me. If I don't have a form, you cannot make a dress for me. The dress is based on the form that I have. So this body is a dress on the form of the soul. Otherwise the very conception will not be there for the soul of a hand. You may create a hand, it just hand. Very conception, I will hold, I feel from the innermost part of myself, I am going to hold something, I am going to lift something, because I have spiritual hands inside. These hands are like the dress of water. There is a subtle dress, there is a cross dress. Just like Prabhupada gave an example, I may have undershirt and I have a shirt and a coat. So there is inner dress and outward dress. These two bodies are there. And sometimes when I am changing the body, at that moment I lose my external dress and I go and take, but in my internal dress I go and I take another cross body. All the material desires are stored in the material mind. Soul is always pure. Nitya Siddha. Shavadadi Shuddha Chitta. When I am hearing about the Lord, my material mind is washed. That's what I could understand. Maybe there is another conclusion. And then when the soul is rejuvenated, it wakens up. In the heart of the soul is only one thing, like Krishna. Then you don't in the spiritual mind only Krishna is there. Krishna's pastimes are there. Krishna's leelas are there. Qualities are there. Krishna's paraphernalia is there. But today it is put to sleep. It's like you give some injection, you can put a metal body mind to sleep, not the soul. Soul is under sleep by order of the Lord because it wants to enjoy. It has some illegitimate demands. Like a child tells a mother, mother give me more. A mother can't give the more, it's not practical. What the mother does? क्या करते हैं? जो दिखाते हैं दर्पण क्या mirror. So he has to be given illusion because the desire is illegitimate. So our desire is to be Lord. All of us desiring to be Lord. It's illegitimate desire. This world is not yourself. And you yourself servant of the Lord. What is the nonsense desire? I want to be the Lord and enjoy. Every day there will be 100 people walking together. But they are not in unity. Each one wants to be the enjoyer. And therefore each one wants to control another person, use another person. And I want to be the enjoyer. This is the fun in this world. So therefore, what happens is that for the soul, this is a completely unnatural life. So, where we were? Developing. I lost track. Something I was developing. Just 1 minute ago. So anyway, the body is there because the soul has a body. The soul has a form. Therefore, the body has a form. And the activities of the soul are done through the body. Now, I was talking about reviving the soul. So, see, is this developing correctly? Trying to explain the point why the material mind is needed. Otherwise, the soul has mind. The soul has body. Why the material body is needed? Try to understand this line. The material body and the material mind is a reflection of the original spiritual mind and spiritual body. Originally, soul has everything. Soul does not need material body, soul does not need material mind. The material body we can know is to identify grossly with this body and do the material business in this world. So, and also, I was trying to understand this point. Why is it that in this world you have to work for food? Because spiritual world you don't have to work for food. It's easy to understand that. It's not very big deal. Suppose you have a son who is very obedient, now you feed him. But suppose he has a crazy desire. So go work. I'm not going to give you. I'm not going to give you. Go. You yourself earn that. You got it? So similarly, we are like the disobedient sons of Krishna. So Krishna says, work and get it. Earn it. I'm not going to give you. Therefore, Papa Punya. Punya is the equation. Punya is your hard work, which gives you the currency to buy material objects. It doesn't come free. In the spiritual world, we don't have to work for food. Food is always supplied by Krishna. There is no factory, there is no office, there is no school, there is no college. Spiritual world. Correct? They're all the time playing with Krishna. Food is ready. Getting? And anyway, the soul does not need food. Anyway, the soul does not need food. But even then, they eat, but it's just a fun. But whatever you need to serve Krishna is supplied. There is no need to work for that. In the material world, you want to fly an aircraft, you have to work for it. Okay? That is your punya. Because you are crazy, therefore Krishna makes you work. You got it? Suppose you have somebody dependent and he is asking something very legitimate, you will give it. But suppose asking something crazy, so you go and work. I'm not going to give you. So Krishna creates a field for that is punya. Okay. Now, in the subtle mind, all the material desires are stored. But the soul is full pure and only one desire in his heart. His heart is only Krishna. Beautiful face of Krishna lying in his heart. Put to sleep. Why soul is in the slumber proper says, no? Jiva Jago. Jiva Jago means what? We are all awake and we are all uthaya. Kya Jiva Jago? Jagrita, Kasmat Jagrita. Vedas keep saying, Utho, Utho, Utho. हम तो उठा है ना क्या बोल रहा है you will say no you read the Veda but if I am sleeping how can I read this statement only statement is saying get up but how can I it is a contradiction no? How can I read the statement if I am sleeping it's the get up is it logical in one sense if you read the Veda say get up but get up how am I reading that if I am sleeping very fact I am reading means that I am awake so why is it get up it is for the soul not for the body not for the mind get up. And when the soul gets up, therefore it is called proper says self-realization that nothing we are going to teach the soul. Soul knows everything. Why he says that? Because actually the lotus feet of Krishna is there in the heart of the soul. But therefore Shamanada Shucha Chitta Kara Udaya. He wakes up when he hears about the Lord. He wakes up. Soul gets up. And then it takes charge of the mind and the body. And this we have developed many times. But actually the soul is a higher principle. Sometimes it happens that I cannot control my body, I cannot control my mind, I cannot control my senses. But then the higher factor is there, soul can easily control. Therefore we always go to the spiritual Prabhupada. We directly go to the chanting Hare Krishna Prabhupada says, in the explanation Prabhupada says in the book, in the tape they have reduced. But in the book it says that there are different platforms when you're chanting Hare Krishna, in the tape that much is there. The explanation is there in the book, but in the tape, the shloka is there, no? Tape is there, no? Chanting Hare Krishna. Prabhupada says, why we chant Hare Krishna mantra? He says the different platform, but of chanting Hare Krishna mantra, you are immediately thrown to the spiritual platform. Your senses are disturbing, mind is disturbed, body is paining. You chant Hare Krishna, you are immediately on the spiritual platform. Much higher than these lower platforms. And that is the beauty of this Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Srila Prabhupada ki, Srimad Bhagavatam ki.